Live. We're here. How are you guys doing out there today? It's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my live show for December the 9th, 2019. As I glanced over at my notes just to make sure I don't screw up the date. I'm just double checking the sheet, see if I'm on the air here. See if our broadcast is broadcasting. And it is. We are alive and we are well here at TWB. Thank you for being a viewer of my channel. Excuse me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, Traveling with Bruce. Thank you for giving my videos thumbs ups, my live shows thumbs up. Thank you very much for all of that. And those of you who are sponsor members, a big shout out to all of my sponsor members. If you want to know how can you tell who's a sponsor member, you'll note that their name is highlighted in green in the comments here, and they get to use special emojis that are set up just for sponsor members. If you'd like to become one, I would love to welcome you as a sponsor member to the show. You get to join me Mondays at 7 o'clock Eastern Time for a live hangout show. And would love to join you, have you join. And I would, oh my goodness, I have a new sponsor member. While I'm pitching, I have one right here. Brittany Lockwood has joined the TWB family as a sponsor member. Brittany, welcome to the sponsor member group. It's so great that you managed to pull this off. This is fantastic. And I was just saying to everybody out there, you get to use special emojis. You also get to join my live shows on Monday nights at 7 o'clock for sponsor members only. And Brittany, welcome to the TW family as I think sponsor member number 25 or something like that. That's wonderful. I love it. Anyone else out there would love to join? I'd love to have you. It is a wonderful thing to know that I have a core group of you who are diehards behind this channel, and I know Brittany has been one of them from day one. That is fantastic. Other sponsor members are welcoming her in already with their emojis. It's wonderful. Fantastic, everybody. Again, thank you for being here and joining me. It's been a hectic day for me today, a tragic day. It's very I'm actually kind of stressed out a little bit about it. It really is getting to me. But you have to just soldier on, and even on sad days, you have to keep going. And in what I do, covering cruise ship news. Those of you who are new to my channel, I love talking about cruise ships, cruise lines, what's going on in the cruise business. And I love doing update videos all the time about new developments, new announcements, new cruise ships, maybe new sailings are being put together or special deals are showing up. But I also cover the other side of cruising. I don't just give you the potatoes and the gravy. I tell you what really is happening out there as best as I can. And believe me, I can be better at this. I'm only as good as I can be. I'm not the end-all, be-all authority on cruise lines. I just cover it as I see it and give everybody the best impression of what I think is happening. And today was one of those bad days where I was awakened this morning at 2:50 a.m. At 10 to 3 in the morning. I woke up. I don't know why I woke up, but I woke up and I checked my phone. Wanted to see how my channel was doing since I was awake anyway, and I saw an email come through from a viewer of mine telling me, hey, heads up, there's a breaking story about the Ovation of the Seas cruise ship from Royal Caribbean. Passengers on that ship were involved in a tragedy in New Zealand, this volcano that had erupted. Now, I had heard about this volcano erupting on the news last night. I think I must have seen it on one of the blogs I follow, or maybe I saw it in the New York Times or Washington Post or CNN or whatever. I'm always scrolling the internet, and I'm certain I saw something about a volcano in New Zealand, do something, but I had no idea that there was actually a cruise ship involved in the story. Well, I immediately started searching for the news. It didn't take me long to find breaking news out of New Zealand, out of Australia, on BBC. And well, I got up, and I was in the kitchen making myself a coffee at 3:10 in the morning, and by 3:20, sitting on my couch right over here, where I am using this computer to assemble a video that I had to put together for the TWB family about this story. And I found some photographs on the news wires were just stunning. And I uploaded the video this morning, I think by about 4 a.m. my time, 6 o'clock in the morning New York time, I had my video up. And it's been running, 350 views an hour. Every 10 seconds, someone is watching my video, from like every 6 times a minute, all day long. It's been running. And so at that pace, that's 9,000 views a day just on a video. So this video has caught a lot of people's attention. And I've been staying on top of the story all day long to try to get ready for tonight's show so that I can tell you folks any other news about what's been happening. And I wanted to give you the latest update information that I've been able to come across. I know that at the moment it's here, it's 8 o'clock Eastern in New York. It's 6 o'clock where I am. So it's about 6 in the evening in New Zealand, 5 in the evening, 6, 7 in the evening, something like that. And so it's the end of their news day. It's been a full 24 hours since the disaster. I have been waiting patiently for Royal Caribbean to tell us how many passengers on the Ovation of the Seas were directly affected by this disaster. And we've heard nothing. I have yet to come across it. If anyone sees anything while I'm on the air, please tell me. But I've seen nothing from an official Royal Caribbean source telling us exactly how many people were affected on the ship. I do know this much from the last news report that I had received from the emergency authorities in New Zealand. There were the total was that there were 47 people on the island at the time of the eruption, but there had been probably 50 more on the island only in an hour before, because it sounds to me like it's a revolving kind of door here. During the day, they have tours coming onto the island, tours coming off the island, constantly this back and forth of so many people an hour being turned over to take the tour of this volcanic structure. And it would be thrilling if only it wouldn't blow up when you're there, obviously. So as far as I know, 47 people were on the structure. I've heard reports between 30 and 38 of the people on the island were from the cruise ship. No more detail than that. We know of 5 confirmed fatalities that was announced almost within hours of it happening. But we've now since heard there are 8 missing people, presumed dead on the island, because there's no sign of life on the island with reconnaissance flights and drone flights overhead. They're not finding any survivors. So that would make the possibility that 13 people could have perished on this volcanic island. Very sad. I don't know how many are cruise ship passengers. No idea. 31 people are hospitalized. And apparently 3 patients were hospitalized but already been released. And if I've got my math right, adding that up is, I believe, 47 people. That might be adjusted. Wouldn't be surprised if it is by the authorities. I only know of 1 fatality that has been officially confirmed, and that is a tour guide from the company bringing people to the island. He perished as one of the folks who died. The other 4, we don't know whether they were just visitors to the area, whether they were cruise ship passengers on the Ovation or not, no idea. But I've heard all day long news stories from New Zealand sources, Australian sources, and others where passengers on board the ship have been interviewed, some by telephone, some by video link, and the mood on the ship is very somber. The captain has been broadcasting announcements on board the ship all day, all night last night, today, all day today, and it's very somber. I can imagine that there are people on board that ship whose job it is is to verify who perished, and their job is to notify family. And you've got to imagine, of all the jobs that you could do for a living, that's one that I would never want to have to console a loved one that someone's loved one is missing, or has died, or is in serious condition in a hospital. It's just the toughest thing in the world, but it has to be done. And I can imagine that that all day today, the cruise line has been working through its head office in Australia, the Australia department, through Miami, and on the ship itself, to verify, triple check, quadruple check that they're not getting it wrong, that they have verified the passengers that did not come back onto the ship last night. At the end of the day, that's one way to find out if they're on that island or not, or were affected. Then they would have inspected the rooms where these people should be. I know that they did a call out on the speaker systems for people's names, hoping that they were on the ship. And once they verified that they're not on the ship, now the cruise line had to verify the next fact. Why are they not on the ship? And hopefully it's because they got drunk at the local bar down the street and they forgot. But unfortunately, most likely, they were part of the group that went on the island tour. And of course, you can buy an island tour package on the ship itself. A Royal Caribbean offers tours on White Island for, I think it's $312 per adult. Let me just double check. I wrote this down earlier today. $324 US. $324 US gets you an adult pass for a 7-hour excursion to the island and back. And for a child, it's $264. And I had heard that a 7-year-old is missing. And I'm praying that the 7-year-old got off the island safely. Praying that if not that the 7-year-old got off the island with just injuries. I'm praying that that they're slight, but I have no idea. I just do not know. It's a sad story. A family of 4 is missing. Newlyweds are missing. The oldest was 72 or 77. One of the two ages, I don't know. The youngest was 7, and I'm heartbroken about it, but it's a sad story. It happens. In any event, the cruise line has got to figure out who's with who. Sometimes people are traveling together. They have different last names. They had to figure that out. They obviously went through their records on who bought the passes for this island tour, who left the ship in the group to go on the tour. They know that because you get gathered up at a bar, or you gather up in the main showroom as a group. You get all checked in, and then you go with your team leader to go on the tour. One of the crew members from Ovation went with the group and is not returned. And that's the other tragedy with the crew of the ship. They may have lost a crew member, either injured or passed away. We don't know yet. It's really sad. Anyway, the captain and the officers and the protocol people at head office are diligently, I am sure, working this and have been working this, and are probably and have been contacting members of families to let them know what has happened to their loved ones. And it's a sad thing to say. The other thing that moved me today, I read a tweet about an hour and a half ago. A young lady was talking to her grandfather, who lives in Tauranga, where the ship is docked in New Zealand, Tauranga, nowhere near the volcano, by the way. The grandfather was telling the daughter that a second ship has pulled in, a Norwegian ship has pulled in, and that the locals, people living in the village, in the town of Tauranga, have been bringing flowers to the ship, to the Ovation of the Seas, all day long. Flowers have been coming in from the locals. Very touching, wonderful gesture. The community is devastated on behalf of these people. There were obviously locals that may have been directly affected by some of the people on the island as well, because people work for the tour company. And the stress, I can imagine, that the survivors are going through has got to be just overpowering, especially the stress of the folks who are working for the tour line, the tour company itself. Obviously, they're unemployed now for a while until things settle down. I don't know how long it'll be before the island is deemed quasi-safe enough to go on to. I don't know anything about volcanology. I just know volcanoes have a nasty habit of once in a while blowing their top in a bad way. And so that is the news that I'm getting right now. The country of Australia is in mourning because up to 24 Australians are either missing, injured, or have passed away. Citizens from Australia, China, the United Kingdom, the United States, Malaysia, and New Zealand were affected, with nationals that were directly affected by the event. And it's a real heartbreaking story to cover. Got to do it, and I want to do an update video. I was hoping to do one today, but it might have to be till tomorrow until I get the final numbers from Royal Caribbean, because I don't like guessing. I just hate doing it. I'd rather just get the word from the cruise line and then let the word out through my channel that here are the final counts. It was bad enough a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, when I was talking to you folks about Belize and the traffic accidents in Belize, taking 6 lives from a shore excursion, of which I think 3 were cruise ship passengers and 3 were people living in Belize. And then the next day, another person died in a traffic accident in Belize. This is all around Thanksgiving, you might remember. Having 4 cruise passengers pass away and others, number of others in hospital. That's a tough enough story, but this one is really tragic. This could be one of the largest fatalities New Zealand has ever faced from a natural disaster, non-man-made disaster. Very, very sad and heartbreaking, and I feel for the folks there. The country of New Zealand has, I think, 5 million people, folks. That's the population of Phoenix for the entire country. You can imagine if Phoenix had a disaster that accompanied 47 people at one moment, you think the city wouldn't feel it. Boy, this is tough. And but what can I say? It's a tragedy that happens. I know Royal Caribbean is doing everything they can to counsel people. They've sent in crisis people there. That's another reason why the ship didn't move today. It stayed where it is. It's not going to Wellington tomorrow. Not sure when it's going to pull out of port, but they're dealing with it as best they can, because unfortunately, there are going to be staff members on board that cruise ship who are going to be tasked with the job of going into a cabin and packing personal belongings of people that aren't there anymore. And that has got to be just a hollow feeling to do something like that. Those bags will be, I'm sure, respectfully packed up and handled to be returned to next of kin, unfortunately. And it's a sad story. It really is. I get no pleasure in it, and I'm really sorry to tell you about it. I wish I had a happier show. I don't have trivia tonight for obvious reasons. It's just not a trivia night tonight. But it is a sad story. Juan Kathleen is here. Pam was here today. Thank you for joining me. Sheila's here. How are you doing? James McCaffrey, welcome, sir. Masters Game is here. Welcome, Masters Game. Nice to see you here too. I won't be able to catch all of you tonight. It's just a whole bunch of you here, and I'm all really glad you're here. If you have any questions for me about the event, I'll do the best I can to try to address it. But I'm definitely behind on the comments here. Sandra is here, Murray, Kentucky. Hi, Sandra Van Buren. Welcome back. Dylan LaRue, look to my friends in the chat, longtime members. Dylan, welcome back from Henderson, Nevada, and it's nice of you to say hi to everybody. Linda Lou from Reno is here. Hi, Linda Lou. Noah, hi, Bruce. Sorry I'm late. No problem at all. Debbie Manuel, welcome, my dear. Another sponsor member to the show. I'm glad you're here. Richard from New York is in the house. Prayers go out to all those involved. Thank you, Richard. Kind words. I really appreciate that. Who else have we got? Mike Bush is here. Welcome. Liam Smith, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, sir. Linda Lou. Hi, girlfriend Debbie. Jules Sayre is here. Welcome from Indianapolis. try to give me a shout out if you can. That'd be great. I'd love to give you one back if I have the time today. Who else we got? Jimmy Vance is here. Welcome, Jimmy. 38 passengers from the ship. He's saying, I said I haven't got the final number, but I've heard between 30 and 38 myself. It's really been a tough one. It's really a tough one. Dwayne, I heard there were a warning about the volcano 5 days before on the news. Yes, there were indications of activity, but it's always active. This is a volcano that's kind of like Yellowstone. It's always steaming. Kind of like Mount St. Helens. It's always doing something, venting. Kind of like Mount Etna in Italy. They have tours right to the top of Mount Etna. It's always doing something. Same with Vesuvius in Naples, Italy, the one that buried Pompeii. To this day, you can take tours up there. It's venting. You just never know. This one here, of course, is much newer volcano. It's an island in the water. It's, most of it is underwater, they say. But from volcanologists, from what I've heard, saying that it wasn't a major eruption. It wasn't like a major eruption, but it was deadly eruption. Apparently, poisonous gas came out, and very hot flows came out. So the heat that would have come out of there would have done anybody within a mile of it. That's the saddest part about it. There were passengers and people on the island. They were probably not even at the rim when it went, and they died anyway. It's really tragic. These are so little understood, and it's really too bad. Noah Lemon is here. Hi, Noah. It's Curly 38 in Pennsylvania. Welcome to my channel today, Noah. Debo Lee, hi there. A Norwegian Jewel is in the port too. They are not affected. No, Norwegian Jewel not affected. Nobody from that ship was in the groups yesterday. The ship was somewhere else and has just now made its way over to Tonga. Richard, hi Sheila. Juan, Royal Caribbean confirmed Monday the passengers are from one of its cruise ship on New Zealand's White Island. That is correct. It's Jason 1412. Like your glasses. I don't know why. What do you like about them? I don't know. They're just cheap Costco readers. But I need them to read these comments. Megan Frost, welcome from Mirabel in Montreal. Welcome, Megan, to the show. Nice to have you here. Sheila saying 3 people discharged from hospital, but they didn't say where they were from. Yeah, we're not getting those, the real details yet, but you're right. Let's see here. Who else have we got? Sandra McKenna. Welcome, Sandra, to the show. Hi, Bruce, from Australia. We were told a honeymoon couple from Brisbane were killed. That's just tragic. I really saddened to hear this. I had heard there was a story about a honeymoon couple, and this could be the same couple or another couple, but that they were badly burned and they were in hospital. But you could be right as well. I could be wrong, or we could both be right. I just, until we have the final numbers and facts, it's speculation, but it's tragic nonetheless, isn't it? It's just not good news, and I'm really sad about it. Liam, I'm with you there, 110%, buddy. Let's see here. Who else have we got here? I just want to make sure I catch. If I see names I don't recognize, I just want to say hi to you guys. Jason, how does he know all of this insider info? Well, that's my full-time job, and I'm looking everywhere all the time, reaching out to people as best I can. Sylvan, hi Bruce and everybody. 72 in Delray Beach, gas $2.32 a gallon. 363 days until the group cruise for the TWB family. We saw Montserrat erupting while cruising on the Zandam. Scary. That was what, 20 years ago, Sylvan? That was a long time ago, and that was deadly too. I remember the video was very eerily similar to the video I saw here, where the steam and ash is on the surface of the water and just rolling along the water. It's like a wall coming. And there was video yesterday I noticed where the little boat was running away from it, going in the water as fast as it could as the cloud was coming. I saw that in Montserrat too, 20 plus years ago. It was very scary. Yes, folks, we have a group cruise for the TWB channel. To speak of something a little lighter, we're going on our first ever group cruise next year, December the 6th, I believe it is, on the Harmony of the Seas. For 1 week, leaving from Port Canaveral, and I welcome all of you to join us. And if you'd like info about the group cruise, just look down below in the description down below. You'll find a reference to Ambrin Travel and the group cruise. There are links there you can go to. I made a video about the cruise. They've done a video about the cruise, a video about the ship, all the pricing for all the different cabin classes. We have inside rooms, ocean view, balcony. And all you have to do is pick up the phone and call Ambrin, and you actually get to talk to a human being at Ambrin Travel. There are 3 gals that will take real good care of you and will handle your needs. And all you need is a $250 deposit, and you're in to win. We don't need final payment until next year, August. So you got a long time to work the details out. But get a hold of Ambrin if you'd like to join us for our group cruise, and they'll take good care of you. They've been taking care of 30 so far. I think it's 30 of us going already. Fantastic. I really look forward to it, and I can't wait. Let's see. Any more comments that I can address here before we move on? I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anybody, especially new folks. Welcome, Julie. Sad prayers to all. I hear you there. Let's see here. Brittany, praying for all families that may have been affected by the volcano. Kind words, of course. And it's Jason is saying, Bruce, you need to go on the panorama. It's not far from Canada, going out of Long Beach. Yeah, that's right. Nurse Nancy saying hi to everybody. Hi, Nurse Nancy. Who have we got? Oh, my goodness. I have my old friend from Japan here. Ms. X. Hi, Bruce. It's been a while, sort of on winter vacation now. So I'm finally able to catch on one of your live shows again. It's currently 6 degrees, but we'll have a high today of 11 and low tonight of 3. This is Tokyo in Japan. Ms. X from Tokyo, Japan. Welcome to TWB. I don't think I've seen you for at least 6 months. It's been a while, but I love seeing names. Blasts from the past, I like to say. Welcome back to the show. Tom Henry, ask what the monthly fee in Hong Kong dollars is. Everyone's talking about the cost of joining the sponsor membership program. I say it's priceless. That's what I say it is. Yes, Miss X, you are correct. This is so sad, this news. Let's see here. Who else have we got? Jill Hahn is here. Hi, Jill. How are you? Welcome back. Terrible it is. You are correct there. Let's see, any other names I don't recognize. Well, Dwayne is here. Welcome, sir. And who else have we got? It's Jason says, looks like Bruce doesn't like Carnival. That's not true. I don't hate Carnival at all. I just report what I see going on out there. And sometimes it's not good for Carnival. Sometimes it is good. Sometimes it isn't. I hear good things about the Horizon cruise ship. The new one, I'd heard pretty good things about the Vista, but then they had their propulsion problems this past summer. Panorama, I'm looking forward to people being on that ship who are paying money to be on that ship. I want to get reviews from people who are really paying money to take the cruise on that ship to get a real assessment of what it's all about. So I'm looking forward to that. What else have we got here? Going through the comments here. Just don't mind me as I catch up with everybody. Jimmy C is here. Hi. Jimmy C. Hello, Nurse Nancy. And who else have we got coming through here? Am I catching up on these comments? Denise Algazi. Dennis Algazi. Sylvan, sugar-free cheesecake. Add Jello brand sugar-free cheesecake pudding mix. Does we even give you cooking tips here on TWB? We do it all. You need to know something? I think we can do it. Let's see here. Chance Landis is here. Hi, Chance. How you doing there, buddy? Welcome. Jimmy C is here. Hello. Let's see. Noah Limon, any tips about cruise line, Norwegian cruise line? The only tips I can tell you about Norwegian is they offer really cheap cruise fares, but then they add on the extras. And so you have to really do your homework when you want to go on a cruise. Like any line, I don't care if it's Carnival or Norwegian or Royal Caribbean or whatever. But with Norwegian, they're experts at nickel and diming for everything. They're kind of turning into the airline of the cruise line. They charge you now for bottled water. Of course, they have their drink packages. They have their beverage packages like soda packages, specialty coffee packages. They have specialty restaurants, but they have a lot of restaurants that are not extra. Like Guys Burgers, good deal. They have all kinds of different deals out there. Sorry, that's not right. Guys Burgers is on Carnival, and who said I don't like Carnival? Norwegian has free restaurants, but they also have a lot of specialty restaurants. That's what I should be saying. Norwegian has Asian fusion. They have Italian. They have the steakhouse. They have French cuisine. Then they'll have free pizza. They'll have the free burgers and hot dog stand. They got the buffet. They got the main dining room. Lots to do and see on a Norwegian ship. The bigger ships are very active. Lots of activity on the bigger ships. I think you get a kick out of it. I've been on 2 Norwegian cruises, on the Jade and the Epic. I enjoyed both. I really like the Jade a lot because it has a promenade deck. But I hear positive things. Tom Henry is a huge fan of Norwegian. And Noah, I don't think you'll mind taking a cruise going on Norwegian. I think you mind. Let's see. Who else have we got saying hi to me? Q plus 2020 is saying hello. I think that says hello. Paula Lafranche. Hi, Bruce. Feeling very shocked and sad from Auckland, New Zealand. I visited White Island 18 months ago in the areas where tragedy occurred. This area is like looking at raw Mother Earth. You know, it reminded me a lot of the hurricane, not the hurricane, the volcano in Miami, in Hawaii. I'll get it. It's been a long day for this guy. You know, that landscape in Hawaii of the Kilauea. Of course, that's a different looking kind of volcano. They're all different in their own way. I've been to Mount St. Helens. I was about a 4 or 5 hour car ride away from Mount St. Helens in 1980 when she blew. And my wife and I were in our car in Montana, Idaho, Montana. We're staying in Coeur d'Alene for the weekend. I didn't used to live in Creston at the time, lived in Calgary, and we were just taking a weekend to Coeur d'Alene. My parents hadn't even moved out west yet. And we were in a hotel in the Coeur d'Alene area, and we went out for a day drive just a bit east towards Montana. We were coming back to Coeur d'Alene, and I saw this dark cloud coming from way on the horizon. I thought, well, could be some shower activity, and it just got bigger and bigger. And it was dark, and it was it was covering the entire, everywhere you could see was this dark cloud. I thought, there's a big thunder shower coming. And we got to within AM radio range of Coeur d'Alene, and we found out that Mount St. Helens had blown, and this was the ash cloud, 300 miles coming our way, 300 miles. 6 hours or 7 hours, 8 hours after it blew, we got to the hotel. We quickly went to a car parts place and bought a tarp for the car. And I put the tarp on top of my vehicle and had some bricks to hold the tarp down in case it would be windy, to make sure the tarp would stay on top of my car. So any ash would fall on the tarp and not on the paint job of my car, which was at that time about a year old. And then we were inside the hotel. They had to turn off the air conditioning system not to recirculate the air because the ash would have been brought right in. And we stayed an extra 2 days. We couldn't leave. They shut down every highway, all the roads, everything was shut down. We ended up getting about 2 inches of ash, and we were 6 hours by car away from the volcano, Mount St. Helens. So each one acts in its own unique way. This one is a kind of a constantly bubbling live event, and it obviously had an event the other day, and tragic, really tragic. Thank you, Paul, for being here and letting us know. If you hear any other news about it, let me know, please. You can also you can go to my Facebook group page, Traveling with Bruce, spelled with 2 L's, Traveling with Bruce. Join my Facebook group page, and I'll let you in. I'm the administrator of the site. Love to have you there. A lot of us hang out on that group page between my live shows every Monday. Fantastic. Who else have we got here? We got someone here from here. Polar Den Mother, Vancouver Island says, kiss, kiss. Welcome, Polar Den Mother, to the show. Nice to have you here. Claude Pipkin, he talks too much. Thank you, Claude. There's no one else here to talk, Oh my goodness. Who else have we got here? Tyler Frederick is in the house. Welcome, Tyler. if I may ask, has Cunard announced the name for the new liner? Not that I'm aware of, sir. I'm still waiting. They're building a total of 3 liners, but the first one, I think, is under construction now. I have not heard a name that I'm aware of, but we'll watch for it. Who else have we got here? Here we go. Denise says, NCL pro tip. Eat dinner the first night of your NCL cruise at the Tapanaki Room. It's a great way to meet new people and make friends make strangers friends for the duration of your cruise, because you have to sit around these Japanese restaurants. You have to sit around a table of 10, and so you get to meet other folks. It's a smart way to go. Main dining room. Ask to be seated at a table of 8, and you'll meet different people every night. That's another way to meet new people too. You'll start talking cruising like crazy and let them know about TWB. Make sure to tell them about TWB. Absolutely. Nurse Nancy is saying Sharon at Sea will be on the Panorama in a couple days. Right on. We got our friends over there. Fantastic, guys. Jim Evans. Hey, Bruce, I made it. Welcome, Jim, to the show. I'm glad you're here, buddy. Nice to have you in the house tonight. Let's see here. Who else is in the house today? Bob Fan is here. Hey, Bob. How you doing tonight? Hi, Bruce. I hope you had a great week. Another 80-degree day here in Florida. Yeah, here it's about 30. We're 50 degrees behind you. No snow on the ground, but it feels cool. Just does not feel fun. Q Plus 2020 countdown to the second time on the Harmony of the Seas. Right on. We're going to be on that ship next December. Can't wait. Bruce, 5.3 earthquake in North Island, New Zealand is what Intall Pines is saying. Oh, my goodness. Is that now, or was that with that eruption? I'm not sure. Who else is here? Jill Hahn, I would love to go on your group cruise, but I already have 2 planned for 2021. Unfortunately, there's only so much money available. Hey, I hear you, but don't worry. You keep entering those lotteries, and things just might change at a moment's notice. You never know. We'll see what happens. Thank you for being here. Nathan's Boat Reviews, first time in a long time. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. It's going to snow on Wednesday, you saying? Let's see. Brittany, Bruce, you need to share more of your stories. Not according to that one guy. That one guy says I talk too much. So maybe I should just sit here and just do this. Yeah. What am I supposed to? I don't know what to do. I know. That doesn't work either. I don't know sign language. What can I say? All right. Who else is here? I'm going to get in trouble now. I'm going to get in such trouble now. Jim Evans, I just gave TWB a referral today while talking to a client. He needed a short, nice cruise. I told him Mariner of the Seas to the Bahamas and Perfect Day Coco Cay. Any other good short ones out there? There you go. Yeah, Mariner of the Seas. I think Navigator does 4 or 5 day cruises as well, out of maybe Fort Lauderdale or Miami, one of the two. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a couple of ideas. Sylvan Forest, 3 days after Mount St. Helens blew, we got ash from the eruption in Montreal. I got half an inch on my car. Unbelievable. Yeah, Calgary got some here. That was a monster. That was a huge eruption. Unbelievable. That was nuts. Billy Farron, I was trucking up to Seattle about a month after Mount St. Helens blew, and it was a mess down by Interstate 5. I know that within 50 miles, they had feet of ash, like snowdrifts of ash. Walla Walla, Washington, 2 feet of ash. Seattle got a fair blast, but the good news is if you ever see satellite photographs of Mount St. Helens the day it blew, the wind was headed sort of to from the west to the east, a little to the north, and so it was moving up. But what happened with a lot of the ash is it went way, way up, 60, 80,000 feet up, and it was in the jet stream, and that's how it went global. It went around the world. It was unbelievable. Terry Gallant, Bruce, you are 100% correct on cruise fares. And the nickel and diming, after you add up all the extras not included, what seems like a pricey cruise may not be such a pricey deal. Might not be so good a deal after all. Yes, I tell people that if you're thinking about going on a cruise and you want to get a balcony room, then you want to get specialty dining, you want to get the drink packages, you want to get spa pass, you add all this stuff up and figure out how much you're paying, and then go take a look at like Seabourn, Regent 7 Seas, Viking Ocean Cruises, Celebrity 5-star line, go look at the more expensive cruise lines and figure out what they're charging, because they're all inclusive. They include all this stuff, and then see what the deal is really, because you might be on a brand like a Norwegian, and with all the bells and whistles, for 400 or 500 more, you could have been in the Haven, or for 500 more, you could have been on the Viking ocean cruise liner with a balcony, open bar, spa access, specialty dining, all included. Why get nickel and dime? Why not just take a 6-star line instead of a 4-star line that you're trying to make a 6-star line? Just go on a 6-star line. Got to look for that. Yeah, you never know. Who else have we got going here? And I got some here saying Bon Mati. I don't understand what's happening. I didn't follow up with you on this chat. I'm not sure what's happening either. Welcome to the show if you're still here. This is Traveling with Bruce. We love talking about cruise ships every week and what's going on out there. And we compare notes of what's happening in the cruise world. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. And today was a bad day in New Zealand, unfortunately. Linda Dull is in the house. Hi, everybody. Cold and rainy here in Hellerton, PA. Kind of appropriate on a day like today, isn't it? Welcome, Linda. Nice to have you here. Let's see. Who else is here? Brittany Lockwood is sending me $2, and she became a sponsor member today. Brittany, you're killing me. You're just killing me. You're just too nice to me. Thank you so much for your endless support of this channel. Sandy Hotel, hi Bruce, I'm late for the show. Sandy, welcome. I'm glad you're here anyway. Rob Slevin, this week's project, get all the Alaska photos off my camera and the phone to make room for the Celebrity Edge in 5 days. Most boring Alaska slideshow on the way. Right on. I'll be looking for that on the TWB Traveling with Bruce Facebook group page. Join us all, and we'll watch Rob's slideshow in a couple days. Fantastic. Alan Carter, how you doing, buddy? Dan the Man is on the Encore now. Right on, Alan from Calgary. Buddy, how you been? Stay warm up there. I know it's kind of like here. You're a little colder than I am. Noah's wanting to know, I have a question for you. What is your favorite cruise ship that you've ever been on? Well, I've been on 7 different cruises, not as many as some of you out there. I'm a little behind you on that, but I'm working on it. I enjoyed the Norwegian Jade. I enjoyed the Oosterdam for the Holland America cruise line very much. I really enjoyed the amenities and the service. The food was great. The Norwegian Jade has a soft spot in my heart because I was able to take a cruise on the Norwegian Jade in the Mediterranean with my daughter, who had just turned 20 and was in university, and it was going to be the last time that daddy-daughter were going to be able to do a holiday together, because daddy is old now. He's older now, and the daughter now goes with boyfriends. She doesn't need to travel with dad anymore. She's now 31, I think, and don't need Papa to go on a cruise with anymore. So that one was a real nice one. I really enjoyed that. Those are two ships I really enjoyed. One is saying, Bruce, keep talking. Your best to ignore the haters. They're out there, aren't they? Do I have any going tonight? I don't even notice. If there's haters, there's haters. What can I say? Welcome haters and welcome lovers. I'm generally a lover. Oh yeah, Debbie Manuel doesn't like this one guy who says I talk too much. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, Q Plus 2020 says Brilliance of the Seas. They got 4 and 5 day cruises out of Tampa. Right on. Denise Tyler, I went into the Disney to announce their ocean liner to compete with the Cunard QM2 for transatlantic crossings. Transatlantic on Disney Magic is wonderful. Even better if it was weekly. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. They run a darn good cruise line, don't they? Let's see here. Oh, polar den mother, a baby deer running around the streets here. No mother in sight for many days. More concerned about the bear than I am about people. That is sick, and I understand why. There you go. Rob Slevin, our trip on the Celebrity Edge includes San Juan, Puerto Rico, then Tortola, then Phillipsburg in St. Martin. Fantastic, man. It's going to be a great cruise. I really am looking forward to seeing your photos and hearing the report on how it's going. Brittany is telling me the gas where she is, $2.01 a gallon for a gallon of gas. The highest price that she saw today was $2.18. What a deal. I paid $2.64 in Coeur d'Alene a couple days ago at the Costco there. So you're getting a darn good deal compared to us. Tyler, old. You don't look any older than my dad. He's 53. Well, maybe your dad's in rough shape. Just kidding. I'm not trying to cause anything. Thank you guys. Oh my gosh. Dwayne, welcome to the show, by the way. Let's see. Linda Lou, sorry, who am I? I was looking at a comment here and I missed it. One moment here. Here we go. Billy. Billy Fair. That's a good tip about 6-star cruise line. But I myself, I'm quite fond of Royal Caribbean. Yeah. If you have your favorite, you have your favorite. Why spoil a good show? If you like a show, go to it. I agree. It all depends on what you're after, I guess. Some folks don't realize that what they're paying to be on a 4.5-star line with all the bells and whistles, they could be on a 5.5, 6-star line right now and getting way better service. But, to each his own, right? Traveling with Bruce says, hi, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays to you guys. Belated Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for supporting my channel. Cheers. Got my caffeine-free cola going today, and it helps. Any other comments that I'm missing here? Let's see. Linda Lou, glad to see Dwayne. It's been a long time. Masters Game is saying it's $2.41 a gallon in New York for gas. That's a better price than we're paying in Idaho. Unbelievable. Noah, here's a story from when I was on a cruise. I was at St. Thomas and it was pouring. We were on a large tiki boat with no roof. It was so much fun and we were soaked. I was in St. Thomas on a glorious sunny day with my wife, and we went up that cable car and we loved it. We were one of the first ones up there. There were like 5 people at the top of the cable car for 40 minutes. And then by the time we left, there were 30 people up there. We were spoiled that day. We were the only ship in town. We were on the Explorer of the Seas. And I got some beautiful shots and some videos that I made. I really enjoyed that that day. It was just a wonderful, calm day. It was a Sunday, the only ship in town. What can I say? Let's see here. Denise saying, Bruce, back-to-back cruises on Norwegian Sky for a month out of Miami, January 3rd to February 3rd. $1,079 base fare per person for the month. Will that work for you and Jen? That's not a bad deal, is it? That's a pretty good deal for 2 cruises for 30 days. Do the math, right? That's not a bad price at all. And even with tipping and port charges, it's still pretty darn good. Nothing wrong with that. Terry Gallant, no, I've cruised on Carnival, Princess, Royal. My favorite cruise ship is Freedom Class with Royal. I've been on the Liberty and the Independence. The Independence was my favorite. And I know that the Independence is all redone now. With all the new bells and whistles, looking good. Dennis McFarland, $3.70 for gas in Fallbrook, California. Yeah, there's the difference. Go to California, you will pay. Juan Catalina, $3.16 a gallon in Puerto Rico. That's not a bad price for Puerto Rico compared to the rest of the country. Bob Fan, $2.40 a gallon northeast of Tampa. Sheila, Merry Christmas to everybody. Al Reed just did Vision Through the Canal. Great crew. Right on, Al. Welcome to the show and channel. Glad you made it. And I'm glad you had a good cruise. That sounds fantastic. Polar Den Mother, I'm really jealous of the prices. Yeah, we get gouged. You and I, we're both getting gouged. We're paying here in the Creston $1.24 a liter, which I think is less than Victoria's paying where you are. But still, you Americanize that and gallonize it. We're $4.50, $5 a gallon. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous what we're paying for gas here. It's ridiculous. Anyway, what can I say? Gas was $303.9 at Costco yesterday. Linda Lewis saying in Reno, Q plus 20, $3 for ethanol free in Tampa for our fuel. And let's see here. One, you're going to hear a lot of people going overboard because of the roller coaster on the Mardi Gras. That's very dangerous. Oh, I hope not. Rob Slevin, on my first trip to St. Thomas, I'd flown in to visit. I saw a lovely, well-lit city that evening, and when I wake up the next morning, half of it apparently sailed away. Yeah, it's a cool place. Very cool. Neat topography. If you can get a ride up to the top of one of their highest points and get some shots up there, that would be nice. You can make some really nice photography up there. Billy Farron is saying, I'm in Albany, Georgia right now at a Pilot truck stop. Gas $2.19 a gallon. Diesel is $3.03. That's not fair. It's not right, Billy. That is a ripoff for diesel. I totally agree with that. Let's see. Noah saying, I'm sorry if I'm annoying, but I went on the Oasis of the Seas twice and the Norwegian Getaway. Nothing wrong with those ships. Nothing at all. You know, I did get something interesting. I got a message yesterday, I think it was. Hey Ed, how you doing, buddy? He's in the Dallas area. Let's see. Here you are. Hi Ed, how you doing, buddy? I got a message yesterday from a viewer who was on the Oasis of the Seas, and they had watched my video that I made last week talking about how all the renovation work is done. The ship is all spruced up. They were not happy. They had been on one of the first cruises since the renovation, since the major refurbishment, $165 million. They said that their room had not been redone. Their carpeting was worn, that their couch had a stain on it. They said that there were worn out areas on many of the public areas on the ship that were not addressed. They were not impressed. They said in the room, the only thing done in their room was the television. They put a new TV in, but that was the only thing they did in their room. They were surprised that 165 million didn't improve a lot of little things. I found that very, very surprising. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. Interesting. Ed Tolleson, $2.04 a gallon in the Dallas area. How about that? That's wild. Juan, I love your cruise shorts, Bruce. Short, simple, but you can make at least 5 minutes if you want. Thank you for that grace period. Appreciate it. Tyler, Bruce, I live in Rancho Cucamonga in San Bernardino in California. Gas $4.01. I love your Costco store in San Bernardino, just off the 10 and the 15, Ontario Mills Mall, that area there. I love the Costco there. I've been there many a time when I used to live in Palm Desert. Used to drive through there all the time and get cheap gas and grab a hot dog from time to time or a chicken bake. William wants to know, hey, stop talking about fuel prices, Bruce. What's happening with the Ovation of the Seas in New Zealand? Welcome to the show, 51 minutes after it started. William, sorry you missed the show earlier. The sad truth of it is that between 30 and 38 people were on the island from the Ovation of the Seas. We do not know the fatality count for the Ovation of the Seas. We do not know how many are missing and or injured. Still waiting for Ovation of the Seas to tell us the final counts. We do know that of all the people affected, they are from Australia, China, the United Kingdom, USA, Malaysia, and New Zealand. We know that. 47 were on the island, 5 confirmed fatality, 8 missing, presumed dead, 31 still hospitalized, 3 were released from hospital. We know that much for now, and there's a quick synopsis for you, even though you missed the first 51 minutes of the show. Thanks for popping in. Hope you're not too mad at me. Who else? Gregory, Bruce, what's the big deal on gas? It's $2.12 a gallon here in Birmingham. Wow, that's unbelievable. That's so cheap. Here in Canada, we're paying $4.50 a gallon. I'm paying $2.65 in Coeur d'Alene. It's amazing how the prices vary depending on where you go. It really is quite something. That's really wild and wacky. Anyway, folks are giving me all their pricing for their gasoline. Thank you for that. Dwayne, 3 weeks to go. Don't cruise there by plane. You get an adventure outfitter to take you. Okay. Linda Lou, you take care. Sheila, see you again real soon. I think we're done. Folks, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate you seeing me today on Traveling with Bruce. Hope I didn't bore you too much at the end with saying the greetings with everybody. I'll be back on here next week at 7 o'clock Eastern time for sponsor members. Please consider joining this channel as a sponsor member. Welcome Brittany Lockwood today as my latest sponsor member. I'm so glad you joined up. If any of you like to join up, please do. And join me Monday nights at 7 o'clock for a sponsor member hangout show just with yours truly. And then next Monday at 8 o'clock, we'll be back on my live show as always, and we'll talk cruise ship news. We'll do some trivia next week as well. In the meantime, keep your eyes open for trivia videos that I've been uploading lately. Put a couple up a couple of days ago. I'll be doing another couple in the next few days. Keep an eye on those. And I will keep updating everybody on the Ovation of the Seas as more news breaks, as we get the final breakdowns of numbers. I will do another update video and on anything else that's going on in the cruising world. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for all your support. Thumbs ups for this show and all of my other videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Juan. Goodbye for now. Debbie, Manuel, Masters Game, William, you take care. Thanks for popping in there. Polar Den Mom, thank you. Candy Jackson, how you doing? I missed most of your vlog. You just watch the rerun. Welcome here. Brittany, thank you for being here. Billy Farron, yeah. Oil companies love to rip off truck drivers because we filled with 200 gallons, not like 20 or 25 like you guys. I hear you, Billy. I think it's highway, literally highway robbery. It's just ridiculous. Tyler, you're never boring. Your videos are very informative. Thank you very much. Linda Lou, bye, Bruce. Jeremy G, hey there, buddy. Hi, Jeremy G, hi and bye. We're getting ready to go off the air. Rob Slevin, bye, Bruce. And chat, sleep well. Thank you, my friends. Debbie, sleep well tonight, Bruce. Have a great week, TWB family. Stay safe, everybody. Toodles. And good night from Linda Lou there. Who else have we got here? There we go. Jeremy G. Who else? Bob Fan. Thank you, buddy. Have a good one. Q Plus 2020. You take care. And Denise, Bruce, I like your cruise vlogs. They're short and sweet. Thank you, everybody. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Thanks for joining me on Facebook as well, by the way, all of you watching on Facebook. And we'll see you next time on Traveling with Bruce. In the meantime, stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy. And I'll see you next week at 7 and 8 o'clock and during the week on regular videos. Keep an eye open on my channel, and we'll talk to you later. Bye for now, guys.